Hello again. So today I want to show you how I do the easy overlapping of this gorgeous little baby blanket, and I even added some tassels in the end. So I had a lot of questions about the overlapping part, so I will show you how I did this pattern today. Stay tuned. So you will need approximately 4 skeins of yarn, and you would do a normal slip knot, and then I created 21 loops out of mine. If you use 4 skeins of yarn, you will end up with a 30 by 40, but I did a little bit less because I had some scraps and I just wanted to show you. So mine is 30 by 35. So you create a pretty loose slip knot, like a 3-finger width. And the reason we do it a little bit looser is because we will turn the chain around. I will show you in just a second. Again, I did 21, and then you will flip it over. And then you will find those little dragon hoops in the middle. You will see them in between, and if it's not too tight, then they're much easier to see and also catch. They're right there in between the other two, so you will just get your yarn and you will pull it towards you. And these loops are about 2 fingers wide. So you pull it from the top towards you, and just be consistent in the size, and you just do two finger wide all the way like this. And then you would just flip it over again, and now you have this beautiful braid, so it will look the same when you close your blanket off in the end. So I will skip that first loop like I always do. So I will start with this second loop. And from here you just go all the way till it is time to change color. And I will show you how you can preserve just a little bit of your color before you run out because you need to do that overlap. So you just continue like this. And I have a clip I will use, and you will see in a minute what I use that for. And again, I'll skip that first loop. So here, before I use all my ivory, then I make sure I have enough because I need to do 1 separate row. So I like to do 3 lengths of the blanket, and then I put my clip right there. This way I know not to use all my yarn because the overlapping will need a little bit. But of course, if you have extra yarn laying around, then you shouldn't worry about this. But if you go buy 4 skeins of yarn, then it's important that you don't use it all. So I have room enough for 1 more, and then I will have to stop. So I go 1 last row. And then obviously I can't go back again. I don't have enough, so I need to stop right here. So I will change my color on this second to the last loop. So since I only do 1 row of the next color, I want it to go all the way out to the end. So my first loop will be the new color. So I will take the second loop, I will pull it out and cut it right there. And you can also tie it if you are not comfortable with the fusing method, but if you are infusing it, then just don't burn your fingers. Make sure it melts. And do a little tuck as well. And then that first loop will be the next color. So this is the easy overlapping part right here, where you ease into the next color. So we will just do one row of the next color. It just adds so much to this blanket, and I absolutely love it. So go all the way to the end, and also knit that very last one here, because you want that whole row to be the next color. So right here is where I will go back to the ivory. That's why we had to have enough for just one more row. And again, we will fuse it. And then this ivory will kind of be in between the edges, because I didn't go all the way to the edge. So I have the brown going all the way, so I have a straight line through, and then this ivory will just be on the inside of the edge, if that makes sense, because we just need one row of this. So then you go all the way to the end, and we will change the color back to the brown again, the truffle. We will change it on the second to the last. So right here, pull that out again, cut it, and then we will then continue with that next color. I know it takes a little bit longer to do it this way, but it is just so amazing, and it just adds so much. And then you will knit all the way till you do the same thing again. Make sure you have enough for one final row of this color. So now we will change it again to the next color. I will do a chocolate brown, also from Hobby Lobby. It's ivory, truffle, and the chocolate. And now with this chocolate color, that's the one row we're doing. So now I want to make sure that the final loop is the next color here. But you can do it however you want to do it. There's so many ways to do it, and there are no rights or wrong. You just repeat the same exact pattern. And now we will change it again. It's just that little overlapping, easy, getting the transition, I guess, to the next color. It's, I guess I call it the soft transition. So now you will do one more row with this truffle before you change to the chocolate color, and then you will do ivory in the end, or whichever colors you picked. Again, we're back to changing color. And remember, this time I do it on the inside. If you can tag me somehow in your picture, if you do this blanket, the pattern, I would love to see the colors you did, or just how you did it. I would love to see it. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that button as soon as you're done, and like and share. I would really appreciate it. And in the end, I added some tassels for the blanket, and I do have a full tutorial here on YouTube as well for that one. When you are closing off, I will knit that final loop just to make that corner a little bit more square, but you don't have to. Now it's a little more square corner this way, and you just close off like we always do. That second loop goes in between. Keep these loops loose so you don't pull the blanket, so it doesn't curve on you in the end. And then we are done with this blanket. I am so excited, and watch the tassels in the end. And you would just cut it, tie a double knot, and then you can fuse the remaining little piece on the back side or the inside of the braid, and close it off that way. Don't break it, don't pull it too hard when you're done. And just fuse it somewhere on the inside. And here you have it before the tassels. And I did approximately 17 inches for each of the colors. What do you think?